In this video, I'll be discussing whether you should complete Amazon Brand Registry if you're a distributor. For those of you who are new here, my name is Benjamin Bolshinsky. I used to work at Amazon in the vendor management team for almost 3 years, and now I run a company called Vendor Launch where we work exclusively with Amazon vendors to increase their purchase orders. And so, without further ado, the short answer here is it depends. So let's summarize. You're a distributor, meaning that you do not own the brands that you're selling, and you are distributing a number of brands to Amazon as a vendor. So whether you should do brand registry and just generally how you should look at your Amazon relationship really depends on two things. There's basically two scenarios depending on your relationship with the brands that you distribute and whether you should do brand registry or not. So, scenario one, this one's a bit more straightforward. Basically, in this case, you're the exclusive distributor within your region, and the brand that you represent, they are fully aligned to you representing them and maximizing their sales on Amazon. So you're set up as a vendor and you're supplying their range to Amazon and they're fully across it. This is pretty straightforward. You should do everything within your power to maximize Amazon sales. In fact, you should actually potentially ask the brand for funding, given that you are, if you are advertising, if you are promoting their brand on Amazon, it makes sense for the brand to subsidize at least a portion of the investment that you're incurring, right? After all, you are promoting their brand. So in this scenario, you should do everything within your power to grow sales. And this means brand registry. So registering their trademark, their brand with Amazon Brand Registry, which will mean that you can set up brand stores, you have additional advertising opportunities, more analytics, and ultimately all of this leads to higher sales. So you should do brand registry. You should also advertise, because if you're the exclusive distributor, you should be fairly confident that Amazon can only order products from you, right? I guess it depends how closely the brand has managed their distribution, but you expect that most POs will come to you, Amazon purchase orders, and therefore it makes sense to increase advertising to do all that, because you are getting the invoiced sales through the purchase orders. So again, this is scenario one. It's pretty straightforward. Now, scenario two can get a bit more complex. So scenario two, basically, you're selling the brand's products to Amazon without actively disclosing this to them. So the relationship that you have with the brands that you distribute as it comes to Amazon is not as clear. There's basically two possible cases here. Case number one is you hold the distribution rights, but it's not clear whether Amazon falls within the scope of your agreement as a covered customer, and they're not overtly or not very obviously kind of in favor of Amazon. It's a bit of a gray area. You haven't really explicitly raised it. Maybe you've only recently started supplying Amazon. And so this is kind of difficult, because you can kind of continue supplying Amazon and maybe they won't say anything. Or you can kind of ask them, in which case you risk them saying no. So this really depends on the scenario, kind of on case-by-case basis. In most examples, I would say, as a vendor, when you're supplying Amazon, Amazon will never really, they won't disclose who they're buying stock from, and it's impossible to determine that from the product pages. So you can probably just continue supplying Amazon, listing products. You can maybe not advertise, for example, or not complete brand registry, not do these additional levers. You list the products, you'll get some orders, great. You won't get orders, okay? So this is kind of the approach where it just kind of continues along as it's doing organically, and you're just kind of getting some extra sales as a result. So that's one scenario. Now, the other scenario is the brand itself manages the Amazon relationship directly. So they're supplying Amazon directly as a vendor. So in this case, you as far as the relationship is concerned, they don't want you to supply Amazon because they are doing it themselves. Some cases, like some vendors will list products regardless, and occasionally get POs, kind of like a sneaky approach. Because look, sometimes the brand might be out of stock, the brand might, have a cost price dispute, and in those cases there might be a trickle down of orders that come to you as a kind of an alternative vendor that Amazon can supply, procure products from. So this is an approach. Again, it's unlikely that the brand will find out because Amazon will never disclose this, and to be honest, you're probably not going to get a whole bunch of volume. So, the brand won't be like, oh, why is our volume gone down all of a sudden? Because it's relatively to be a small amount. So in both of these cases, I probably wouldn't complete brand registry. It's just not worth the potential conflict or potential contention. Number two, you definitely shouldn't. You shouldn't advertise. You shouldn't do brand registry. You shouldn't really do any of that. Just list the products and wait to see if and when you receive any purchase orders. Number one, this is a bit more of a gray area. If the brand hasn't explicitly encouraged you to sell on Amazon, but you're selling anyway, and it's unclear whether you're breaching the agreement or not, whether it's been stipulated in the agreement, I would probably just continue the status quo. Just list the products and let it be. If the brand finds out or raises the issue, then for sure address it. And if they tell you to stop. Otherwise, you can just continue selling to Amazon as you would to any other retail. And in most cases, there's no issue with you selling to any other retailers. After all, you're driving the brand's business in your region. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, it's a bit of being a distributor on Amazon is a bit of a gray area, just because when you're a brand owner or a manufacturer and you're the only source of product that Amazon can procure from, then it's pretty confident that whenever you advertise, whenever you do anything, you'll get the orders. But as a distributor, you really have to more closely measure sell out, so what Amazon sells to the customer, retail sales, and you have to measure whether that translates to an increase in purchase orders for your account. Because if you're a distributor, it's likely that Amazon can procure products from other people, other vendors as well, and in that case, you don't want to be advertising, you don't want to be doing brand registry, you don't want to be going above and beyond to drive sales if you're not getting the corresponding increase in purchase orders. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Otherwise, hope you have a great day, and I'll talk soon. Bye.